Hey everyone, welcome back to the Obsessive Gardener. I know it's been quite a while since I've done a video. I do apologize. I have been super duper busy. To be honest, like the last year and a half, I've been super busy. That's why my content has been way lower than it used to be. I'm going to try to do better at keeping up and keeping you all updated on what's going on in my obsessive garden and what I'm working on and what I'm growing and things like that. I'm just going to quickly show you around the garden and show you what I'm growing. It's not like it used to be. I don't have a gigantic greenhouse like I used to. Um, but anyways, my job situation has changed. I had two pretty much full-time jobs. Now I'm back down to one full-time job. So I actually have a lot more time on my hands to spend at home and spend in the garden and spend doing gardening things. Spend more time with my obsession. All right, I'm going to show you what I'm growing and how it's going. Okay, so here's a plant that's not doing too well right now. It's kind of coming back. I had really bad outbreak of edema. I believe that's what it was in my garden, which I believe is caused by a disease that's caused by like not having enough airflow and anyways, I don't think I had enough airflow going on in my grow tent, and it spread pretty much to every plant that I had in there. But now that I got plants outside, they're starting to look good. Like this plant was suffering big time, but it's starting to really bounce back. This one's having a harder time. This is a cross that I've reviewed for you guys a few times. It's a King Star Sriracha Hornet cross with an Infodora. Anyways, no fruit on it. I've reviewed, I believe, the F1, F2, and F3. And so I'm kind of waiting for this thing to bounce back and get some more flowers on it and some more fruit. But anyways, I'll keep you updated on what's going on with that. Anyways, this is a new cross that I've been working on. This is actually I have reviewed a cross that I made called a monkey jalapeno, which is a Pinguita de Mono cross with a farmer's market jalapeno. Well, I grew that out to an F3. I think it was the F3 that I crossed with. The F2 or the F3. Anyways, I crossed it with I crossed it with a lemon spice jalapeno. So anyways, it's doing really good. This plant especially has a lot of peppers going on. There's 1, 2, 3, and actually this is a potential new cross. I put pollen from another cross of mine onto this, and it took, so we'll see how that goes. There's another one, 4, there's 5, 6, so at least 6 pods on this plant, and it's got flowers. It's loaded on with flowers. This thing is starting to explode with all kinds of fruit, and as you can see, the plant isn't very big. It's only about 6 inches, 6, 7, 8 inches tall tops. Anyways, so that's what that is. Pinguita de Mono crossed with a farmer's market jalapeno, and then crossed again with a lemon spice jalapeno. So I will keep you up to date on what's going on with that and how that goes. Here's some lettuce that I'm way behind on. Luckily, our temperatures so far have been pretty cool. We'll see if I can actually harvest anything on this before it bolts. I've been kind of having it hang out in the shade here for a while, so we'll see what goes on with that. This is the same as the last one I just showed you. It's the monkey jalapeno cross with the lemon spice jalapeno. It's starting to put on some pods. That one is a cross. It looks like it's taking. I'll keep you updated on that if that takes off and if I get a plant from that. Here is something cool that I've been working on. I'm pretty excited about this one. This is a Tom's Bomb, which is a red Scotch bonnet crossed with a purple cayenne. But then I crossed it again with a BOC, which is a type of ghost pepper. It's I believe that stands for Boot Orange Copenhagen, but is a type of ghost pepper. And look how neat that is. I actually I have two plants that have one pepper in the middle standing straight up instead of hanging down like the rest of them. So that's interesting. Anyways, this is technically this is a red Scotch bonnet crossed with a purple cayenne, grown out to the 5th generation, and then crossed with a BOC that was crossed with an ahi pineapple. So if you're a pepper nerd like myself, you know that a red Scotch bonnet is a capsicum chinense. That's a family of peppers. It's like habanero, ghost peppers, Carolina Reapers, all those really spicy, tropical, kind of like Caribbean style peppers. Those are known as capsicum chinense. So the red Scotch bonnet is a capsicum chinense crossed with a purple cayenne, which is a capsicum annuum, which is what jalapenos are, Thai peppers, cayennes, a lot of those like Mexican, like salsa style peppers. It's even related to bell peppers, Anaheim peppers, all those. Anyways, so that's already capsicum chinense crossed with capsicum annuum. Then a BOC, which is a type of ghost pepper, like I said, is crossed with an ahi pineapple. So it's another chinense, capsicum chinense crossed with a capsicum baccatum. So it has 3 different types of pepper genes from 3 different types of pepper families, all crossed together. So I'm excited about that. So I will definitely keep you updated on how that goes and how that grows, and we will soon, hopefully, as soon as I get a ripe one. It's taken forever for them to ripen. I will try a pepper and I'll tell you how it tastes, but I'm sure it's gonna be good, I think. Okay, so these are peppa, see, how do you say it? Peppa peach cream. I got these seeds from Chris Fowler, and that's another Tom's Bomb crossed with the BOC, crossed with ahi pineapple. This beautiful thing right here is called a calico pepper, or calico, however you pronounce it. And it is one of the most stunning, beautiful pepper plants I've ever grown, and I try to grow one every year. And every year I try to cross it with something, and it never quite works out. But I'll keep trying. It's a beautiful plant anyways, and I like to grow them just for fun too. Okay, let's see here. What else we got going on here? These 2 right here are Peppa Peach Stripey. So I also got those from Chris Fowler. So it's a Peppa Peach that has stripes on it. This one is actually 2 plants, obviously. This is a lemon spice jalapeno crossed with a black cobra. This one was suffering from edema really bad. You can still kind of see the effects of it on the leaves. Now that it's outside, hope to get some pods. I have a different plant that's flowering right now, so hopefully we'll get pods on that one first. And I cannot wait to try that one. Very excited about that. A few other things going on. This is another plant that's suffering pretty bad, but this is a cool plant too. This is actually a cross that I made. This is an F1, so that means it's the 1st generation. You can see how it has a little bit of purple on the tips of the flower leaf, the flower petals, I should say. That's because that's from the Tom's Bomb. This is a Tom's Bomb, like I said earlier, which is a red Scotch bonnet crossed with a purple cayenne. But this one was crossed again with a rattlesnake hatch pepper. So that'll be interesting. It's putting on flowers right now, so hopefully we'll see something soon. And I'll show you what the pods look like. And I will try one and do a review on one. So this is my little kiddie pool garden bed / container. It does have holes in it. This technically would be a container, not a raised bed. It does have holes in it so the water can get out, and also so worms can get in and out also, because in the middle of this is a worm bucket that I'm using as a natural fertilizer. Yeah, there's plenty of worms in here, and they're able to go into the bed and leave their worm castings all over, and they're actually even able to, if they want to, leave the kiddie pool container and go into the yard, and that also makes it available for other native worms to crawl in there and get some food from the worm bucket, and in return fertilize my garden bed here. So that's what's going on with that. This one, I don't even know how to say it. I got this one from Cliff Fowler too. It's not doing too well. Not doing too well. I have a couple of these. Actually, yeah, I do. I have a couple of these. It's like, I don't even know how to say it. I'll put how you say it on the screen. Esbai, Bolivia? I probably just totally butchered how you say that. It's a wild pepper variety that is native to Bolivia, and it grows wild out there. Anyways, Chris Fowler sent me some seeds. I bought some seeds from him, and I believe he threw these in as just extras. And then this one, not doing too well. The Flexiosum, I think that's how you say it. And I think that's also another wild variety from South America. And there's the one that, same thing, Flexiosum's doing a little bit better than the other one. I got these little milk jugs on them to try to keep them warm at night, help them grow a little faster. This is a Peppa Peach stripey, and it does have a little pod going on, very small one right there, and it looks like it's getting another one right there, but it's budding up and flowering, very small. I kept it in the little tiny container for way too long, but I didn't want to pick the fruit off or pick the flowers off, so it's probably going to be short for the rest of its life. I just want to get a pepper so I can try it, and then I'll save the seeds, of course. And this is another one. Oh, I think I can take this thing off. It looks like it's getting damaged. Esbahi, Bolivia, or whatever. I don't even know how you say it. But anyways, wild pepper variety from Bolivia. Pretty interesting. The leaves are actually a little bit sticky. That's why you see like dirt. A little bit of dirt stuck to it. Because it got flung around. Some dirt got flung onto it and it stuck to the leaves. So it's a pretty interesting variety. And they're very fuzzy. Very delicate too. Over here I got a bunch of starts that I bought from different places. But here we got a Big Bertha bell pepper. Just a regular old jalapeno. It's always good to have a jalapeno. And we got a strawberry. And this is a Anaheim pepper. This is a blueberry. These things are, I've never grown blueberries. I'm trying to get this to focus. Blueberries, but look at those flowers. Those are neat. So I don't know what to expect, if it's going to give me berries this year or I'm going to have to wait a year or how that all works. But it's a Vacuum Emerald blueberry. This was an accident. I was looking for Husky Red tomatoes, and I was at Tractor Supply. They didn't have it, but they had this under Super Sweet 100. But when I bought it, I realized that's not what it is. Something I've never even heard of before. Sun Sugar Yellow Cherry Hybrid Tomato. So that should be interesting. It's a yellow cherry tomato. So I'm excited about that. And if you don't know any better, you probably wouldn't notice this. But what this is, it says Big Jim. I don't know if you can read that or not. Big Jim, New Mexico. And if you know your hatch peppers, Big Jim is a type of hatch pepper, but if you know anything about hatch peppers, you can't technically call them hatch peppers unless you grow them in the Hatch Valley in New Mexico. And these are sold in Susanville, California, grown by Bonnie's, and they're not grown in Hatch, New Mexico. So you can't, technically, you're not supposed to call them hatch peppers unless they're grown in Hatch, New Mexico. So if they're not, they're just known as a New Mexico pepper. So this one's called Big Jim, New Mexico, instead of a Big Jim hatch pepper. But it's the same thing. So anyway, so I was excited about that. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know. And you probably just look at that and be like, oh, okay. And you probably move on. But us pepper nerds, we know better. And just so you know, I don't know if you noticed this in my little pool. This is a worm bucket. And I grew it in here on purpose to kind of help fertilize this whole thing. Now, you can see there's dividers, but they're not connected at the bottom. So the worms can actually get underneath it and go to the next spots. But anyways, I'll show you how the worms are looking. I just put all my stuff from my kitchen and from my yard, grass clippings and whatnot. And as you can see, there's some worms going on there. I'm going to try not to disturb them too much, but I just want to show you there is worm activity going on there. And they're doing good. And there's holes all in this bucket so the worms can get out and go throughout this fabric container. Because it does have a bottom, so it is technically a container, not a raised bed. And last but not least, my favorite cherry tomato that I did buy at Walmart, a Husky cherry red tomato. Just planted it in here a few days ago, and this hasn't been planted yet. And I'm not sure if I'm going to plant it here yet or not, but this is also a Tom's Bomb crossed with a BOC crossed with an ahi pineapple. There is a pod getting ripe right there. They are a dark purple, but then when they get ripe, they start to turn, the red starts to shine through. Anyways, so hopefully I'll be able to review a pepper soon from this plant. But anyways, that's pretty much everything. Thanks for watching The Obsessive Gardener, and I will keep you updated on what's going on in the garden, and see you next time.